This is Life Advisor Kent with LifeAdvisorServices.com. We're continuing our CBT Versus series, and we are in round 3 with Self Matters, Dr. Phil. If you're unfamiliar with this series or any of our videos, go back, watch them. We have the intro for describes a little bit what we're doing versus, also just a little bit about us and CBT. So go watch those videos. All right, let's get started. Dr. Phil versus CBT, Self Matters. And look at how Dr. Phil uses cognitive behavioral therapy in his Self Matters book, round 3. All right, I know all of you have watched the previous and definitely watched the intro to our Versus series, but if not, what I do is I put up a quote and then I kind of discuss it, kind of show a little bit about how he's using CBT, rebranding it for himself and putting it out there. So with this one, as I've said many times, when you choose the behavior, you choose the consequence. Page 70. What he's not told you many times is that this is CBT. This is action, behavior, consequences. It's the basic of CBT. It's where we start our intro to CBT. It's how we get started journaling, how we start looking, as he was saying, from the inside out, how we have those thoughts and triggers. So if the way he says it to somebody in this book and it hits them in a way where it's more helpful than the way I describe it or way most people describe CBT in the beginning, that is great. But it's just very simple: action, behavior, consequence, ABC. And we talked about this a little earlier about, one of the differences, but I think it's always kind of good to restate. Know your history so you can walk out of it. This is a big difference between what he's selling and kind of what CBT is. Like we mentioned in the past, he's based most of his therapy on talk therapy, where somebody's sitting across from him. We see it on his TV show. And there's nothing wrong with talking about your history and from a therapy standpoint. But I truly believe you need to find somebody local, find somebody that's a professional when you want to go that route. Maybe you started CBT and it's still not working for you. That'd be something I recommend. Self-help can be great. It can work for a lot of people, but there's some things in your past or it's prevent you from moving forward. But you need to see somebody, I think, that can help you with that. I don't know if you can really get it from a book as much, but if you can, that's great. And also too, with us, Life Advisor Services does offer a one-on-one service where we can sit down and we can kind of help you with CBT, but very rarely we're going to sit with you or, kind of through our online resources and talk about your past. We're interested in your thoughts and how we can change that negative thinking behavior. All right, on page 77, he says, experience the direct consequences of your own actions and through your own environment. Sounds a little familiar. Well, in the first couple chapters, he was, he tells you about this great new idea he had because he couldn't understand those fang-dangled, terms that these other people are using. Well, it's really because he's got to sell it as himself. So in this chapter, it's directly laid out there. It's what this, the ABC method that he's using, which is part of CBT. He created the new buzzwords. But the point I really want to make with this is, so Dr. Phil, he definitely has a lot of experience. He's got a lot of great things and advice to offer. But I want to really kind of make the point is, why is he using or basing all this on CBT? Well, because it works. And that's the whole premise of Versus. If you can buy into that, hey, all these people are kind of basing their newest treatment, their newest therapy, their newest book, their newest article on this. Well, why don't I just go to the source and find out what CBT really is? And hopefully that's why you're here and why you're watching these videos. So we're not trying to say, once again, don't read these books, but we do think that you can kind of spend your time more valuably if you're serious about kind of getting on that self-help journey and really trying to figure some things out for yourself. Once again, This is LifeVisor Kent with LifeVisorService.com. Please subscribe. That way you can get the latest updates to all our videos. Give us a thumbs up. That helps. And we always say, if you have a resource or something that you use that has helped you, maybe you've read this book and this has helped you in a certain way, point that out to us. Love to discuss it. If you have another book, article, or something that you want to know, or you think that CBT's been using it that's helped you or not, or just kind of bring it to the community. We can have a general discussion about it and see what works. That's how we can build a great community to help us move forward and hopefully, get control of our emotions and have hopefully a healthier lifestyle and some emotional balance. Well, thank you for listening. That's all.